Hi, I'm Caitlin, and this is Book Chats, and today I am doing the graphic novel tag. The graphic novel tag was created by Harriet from Harriet Rosie, and she tagged me in the original video. The first question is, what was the first graphic novel that you read? So I'm excluding collections of comic strips from the Sunday comics. So the first actual comic books bound together that I read was probably one of the essential comic bind-ups that I got in my library ages ago. I read a lot of those when I was in middle school. The second question is, what is your favorite graphic novel? This is really hard. I don't know if I have a specific favorite, but I will say right now my favorite comic that I'm reading is The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl by Ryan North with art by Erica Henderson. Community around this is so wonderful that I just wanted to be part of the fandom, and so I kept reading, and just before, this is volume 5 and I'm about halfway through, but right before this I read volume 4, and I think volume 4 is my favorite. The third question is, what is a graphic novel that disappointed you? Saga volume 1. I am way in the minority here, where I know that BookTube loves Saga, but I did not like it. Question number 4, a graphic novel you would like to reread. Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. If you at all enjoy comics or graphic novels, you absolutely need to read this book. It is a study, a academic study in the art form of comics in comic book form. It's amazing. And so I really want to reread it and see if it has really kind of changed my perception of anything, and just to brush up on kind of some of the points that Scott McCloud brings up. Question number 5 is a graphic novel you would recommend to everyone. Smile by Raina Telgemeier, and it's the story of a girl who trips and knocks out her 2 front teeth and then has to deal with all of the years of dental everything to kind of move the rest of her teeth in and cover up that gap. And it is about that event and kind of the results of it, but what it really ends up being about is friends and friendships and who your real friends are. Question number 6 is a graphic novel with art you love. Monstrous Volume 1 by Marjorie Liu, and the art is by Sana Takeda. This art is beautiful. This graphic novel is amazing. It has a really interesting story. It goes a lot of places I didn't expect. It is pretty violent in parts and has a little bit of sexual content, but not in a way that felt gratuitous or unnecessary. It really felt like part of the story and it was necessary to it. Question number 7 is a graphic novel you wish was a series or was longer. I'm going to say the March graphic novels. March has 3 books. I learned so much about the civil rights movement from these comics that I would love to see more about the civil rights movement and more graphic memoirs from people who were involved, and just more of that history and the history between then and now in graphic memoir form or graphic novel form. I would be all about that. Question number 8 is a graphic novel that made you laugh. I don't know if this totally counts as a graphic novel because it's more collected comic strips, but Hark a Vagrant by Kate Beaton continuously makes me laugh. I frequently will reference specific frames. I'm going to put a link to one down below. It's about the Bronte sisters that I love so much. Question number 9 is a graphic novel that took you out of your comfort zone. Fun Home by Alison Bechdel. I don't know what to think or feel about this graphic memoir. It is by Alison Bechdel, who you might have heard of because she invented the Bechdel test. It is her graphic memoir, and it's kind of about this time in her life where she realized that she was a lesbian, but she also realized that maybe her dad had been a closeted gay man. And it is something that I think maybe I just don't have the life experience to appreciate as much as other people do. It definitely took me out of my comfort zone. I didn't expect it to be as dark and odd and difficult for me to understand. The last question is a graphic novel on your TBR or wish list. Okay, this is one I just found out about. It's a comic I just found out about. It's going to be a limited release, 6 issues, and I've already released 2 issues, and I have been calling comic book stores trying to find the first issue, and nobody has it, and I want it so badly. It's Victor Laval's Destroyer, and here's the premise. The main woman, her 12-year-old son is killed by police. She's an African-American woman, and her 12-year-old black son is killed in an encounter with police. which she's obviously distraught about, but she is the last living descendant of the Frankensteins. Yes, those Frankensteins, and so she has the means to bring him back. So she brings her son back, but still existing in the world somewhere is Victor Frankenstein's monster, and so her act of bringing her son back with this kind of Frankenstein legacy puts into motion this fact that these two lines are kind of going to converge at some point. That is the graphic novel tag. Thank you so much for creating it, Harriet. It was just super fun to go through my books and look at the graphic novels and comic books that I've read and to really think about like which ones I loved and which ones fit this. I'm going to tag 3 people that I know for sure read graphic novels and comic books, but if you also read graphic novels and comic books and you want to do this tag, please consider yourself tagged. These are the 3 people that I know for sure have read enough to really make this tag. The first of those is Morgan from Little Word Weaver. I seriously look forward to hearing all of your X-Men recommendations, because let's be real, you're going to have a ton of X-Men recommendations, and I need to know. I need to know where I need to read X-Men. I want to also tag Samantha from Thoughts on Tomes and Victoria from Victoria Shaz. I super look forward to seeing what you ladies have to say, and I really hope you have time to do this tag, and any of the rest of you who see this tag and want to do it, please consider yourself tagged, and let me know if you do this tag so I can creep on your videos and get all your recommendations for what graphic novels and comic books I should check out next. Thanks so much for watching, I'll see you guys later. Bye! Hi guys, I just wanted to do a quick addendum to my graphic novel tag video because I just found out today, so every year NPR does a summer poll where they poll the listeners and they take the 100 top favorites of a certain genre or medium of book for their listeners, and I just found out today that the list was just released for this year, and this year's list is the top 100 graphic novels, and so I wanted to let you know that that exists, and I'm going to put a link in the doobly-doo.